G'day guys, Mark here from Mudra Bar Auto Electrical and DC Auto Fit-Outs, and just showing you a new product that we've just finished developing. High output alternator kit for your 79 series V8 Cruiser. Now I've got the two alternators here. I've got the original one on the left and I've got the high output one on the right. 220 amps it's rated at. The original is 130. I'm going to just show you inside the back of it just so you can see the improvements that's been made. If we take the back covers off. Now straight away you can see the one on the right is bigger. More output, we need bigger alternator. So it's physically bigger. But the other thing you'll notice is the heat sinks. Heat sinks for the rectifier have been massively improved over the standard one. The standard one doesn't really have a lot of fins and that to dissipate the heat. A lot more fins, bigger heat sink design. It does run a genuine regulator, so you can guarantee the reliability out of the unit. And also you'll see the post is actually an 8mm post, so a much bigger post to handle more current. So we're going to go and show you what the alternators are doing on the vehicle. Show you the outputs we can get out of these things. Alright, first test we're going to do is we're going to test the stock alternator at idle and see what sort of output we can get out of this unit at idle. At the moment it's sitting there, I've just started the engine up, we're ticking away at nearly 50 amps, 14 volts. I'm just going to bring in a load and put this system under load and see what it will do. So at idle, we can get about 85 amps before the voltage starts to collapse. So we'll produce about 85 amps at idle, which is a pretty good result for a standard alternator. Second test, it is quite noisy. We've got the engine at 2000 RPM, typical cruising speed. Now we're going to see what sort of output we can get at that sort of speed. It is rated at 130, let's see what it will do. Just get that right there, 140, 150, 160. So surprisingly we can get about 160 amps out of the stock alternator before the voltage starts to collapse. Okay, first test, high output alternator. We're going to do an idle test to see the current we can produce at idle. We're going to bring on a load, just got to bring this up. 65 amps, 70 amps, 80 amps, 13.6, 100 amps, 13.5 roughly, 120 at 13.2 and we're dropping. So good output at all. Now we're going to bring it up to 2 grand and we're going to do a fast engine speed test, a typical cruising speed. Alright, we've got a couple of thousand RPM on, a bit noisy, but let's see what this alternator will produce. There we go, 220, 13.5 volts, we can keep strong up. 260 amps at 13.3, and we've maxed out. Also included in the kit, you do get the upgrade wiring harness that you have to run. Factory wiring and factory fuse is not big enough to run this alternator. So we do a complete battery terminal upgrade. It houses a cowl type fuse in there to circuit protect the alternator, and that also does then circuit protect the starter circuits and that which typically aren't circuit protected from factory. We then also have 2 MIDI fuses in there, one spare just like on the original post, and then the other MIDI fuse to go to your accessory socket just like on the original terminal. So we do a complete upgrade on that to house the fusing. New battery cable which runs down through and along the factory harness and then ties down into the alternator to upgrade the wiring. Impressive results as you can see from both units really. The little one, you've got to keep in mind, it is rated 130 amps continuous. That is its maximum continuous rating. And the bigger one is rated at 220 amps continuous. But a must needed upgrade if you're towing with multiple battery banks, especially with lithium batteries where you're charging them at high rates. So hit us up on the website or ring us directly. We can ship Australia-wide and get you your high output alternator kit so you can run and charge your equipment. Thank you.